Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mnguni Mkonto. Today, I want to talk about the fact that in 1994, uh, black people did not negotiate anything uh, with the white people in Codesa. Um, what happened is when the white people realize that the black economy or the black people in their homelands were growing their economies, were growing their businesses, and the black people in these homelands are actually in majority in South Africa. So because the black people are in majority, so it's a big market that can never be ignored in terms of your economy. So when they realize that the white business is dwindling, the white business was uh, dying, or the white economy was actually collapsing, uh, they decided to allow the black men to buy the products of the white man. So that is what they called 1994. They call it freedom, but it was never freedom which was negotiated in 1994. Uh, Basically, nothing was negotiated in 1994. The only thing that white people did was just to give instruction to the ANC on what will happen. Why white people have declared, instructed Mandela and the ANC what to do, and the reason why they were able to just instruct them, it's because it was not the role of the ANC that led to liberation. The ANC's role in the struggle did not lead to liberation. Uh, their impact was very minimal on apartheid. They were very little in number. The comrades, the real comrades who were fighting apartheid, were very little in number. They could have easily been defeated by the apartheid, very, very easy by the apartheid regime. What happened is when the apartheid regime realized that uh, their exclusion of black people in terms of buying in their businesses is collapsing their business because they don't have the enough population to be able to sell to, while they actually have uh, the whole population of more than 30 million people whom they can sell to, who are excluded in the economy. So they decided to include the black people in the economy, but in a condition that the black man will only be a consumer. That was what white people wanted in 1994, to open for black people to become a consumer in their shop, to buy the white man's products, to buy the white man's farming products. So the black people were the ANC was just the organization which white people could use to lie to people that they were giving black people freedom. Because otherwise, if they told you that they were giving, they wanted to to allow you to become a consumer, you could not have allowed it. So no freedom was negotiated. The land was never negotiated in 1994. The economy was never negotiated in 1994. The restoration of the black man's culture was never negotiated in 1994. Basically, nothing was negotiated in 1994. The ANC was just instructed and given credit that they have defeated apartheid. They chose the ANC specifically to use the ANC because they have uh, for a long time been dealing with the ANC in terms of buying its membership, in terms of buying its leaders. Not even membership, because that time they were not buying the membership, they were buying the leaders. So they bought many of the leaders. And the reason why they were easily bought, it's because in the ANC or the apartheid government allowed us to become consumers in 1994. But in 1990, the Soviet Union have collapsed. The Soviet Union was the union of countries in the Eastern Europe, which was Russia and a lot of countries surrounding Russia, around that side. So there was a Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was the one which was supporting the ANC armed struggle. Uh, Basically, Russia was funding the ANC to fight apartheid. That's why I'm not shocked when they say MK is funded, or Jacob Zuma is funded by Russia, because Russia have been funding our freedom for a very long time. So the ANC was funded by the Soviet Union, but then which was a global power in that time. So when the ANC, when Mandela was released in 1990, the Soviet Union collapsed, and then the ANC was then left uh, with the British and the Americans, because the Soviet Union has collapsed. So the British and the Americans, their strategy is to buy people, their strategy is to buy faces, is to buy the leaders. So they bought the leaders, they gave them shares in mines. That's what they did. When they say there were negotiations in 1994, the negotiations were to give the ANC comrades shares, or the ANC spies shares in big companies. That was the only thing that was negotiated. That the ANC people or the ANC leaders be bribed and be given money to avoid the issue of land. So now is the only time where we have an opportunity to negotiate something with white people. The ANC did not negotiate. The PAC did not negotiate, and it's understandable. The white people came with the upper hand. They have been planning for this transition for very long. So they knew exactly what to do and how to manage it, and they managed it nicely, so that it does not disturb their hold on power. They managed to buy the black faces they wanted to buy, and they managed to keep hold on power as they wanted. They managed to keep their land because it was never part of the negotiation. Not if I say their land, they managed to keep our land because we never negotiated. They managed to keep our economy because we never negotiated. The only thing that they gave us is the Guadematashe getting shares in mining companies, is the Cyril Ramaphosa getting shares in big mining companies, is Petrus Mutsepe getting shares in big mining companies, is those ANC leaders getting shares in trucking companies. That is the only thing which the ANC have negotiated. And the reason for this is because the ANC did not defeat white people. White people decided to change the form of apartheid they were practicing on us due to economic reasons, not because of the ANC. So the ANC was just instructed on what to do because they were just used like that. So President Zuma and MK now is giving us our first opportunity to negotiate land, our first opportunity to negotiate the economy, and our first opportunity uh, to actually get back to black rule for sure and for real, not faking or what. So this I wanted to say to black people, this is the first, not only the first, it would be the only opportunity that we have. I think maybe in the next 200 years, if we miss this one, we would have missed out. This is the only opportunity that we have to actually go back to the negotiation table and start negotiating for our freedom. I thank you for listening.